Welcome back to GCU Softball Stadium for game number 2 of this Wednesday night doubleheader between the GCU Lopes and the visiting Lehigh Mountain Hawks. And the first pitch from game 2 starter Ryan Denhart is in there for strike number 1. Second pitch on the way, swung on and missed for strike number 2. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Darby Catafamo. So Ryan Denhart going to get the start here in game number 2 as Brianna Aguilar had a very solid outing in game number 1, and then the 0-2 from Denhart. That pitch will be upstairs for ball 1, and Aguilar pitched 7 innings and tied her career high with 7 strikeouts.
Not only was it a great pitching performance in the first game, but offense really showed up for the Lopes. Both the Smith sisters going 3 for 4. Shay getting 1 RBI, 1 run. Sarah getting 2 RBIs, 1 run. Jordan Keaton pitch hitting, going 1 for 1. Lorianne Olson 1 for 4 with 1 run. The total hits for the first game were 11 with 5 RBIs.
So Denhart gets out number 1 via the strikeout. And now that one will be fouled straight back by number 9, Carly Barjaktovich. So the count is no balls and a strike.
Carly in the first game, hitless 0 for 2 with 1 walk.
Shows bunt, and that one will be in there for a strike. So quickly 0-2. So Denhart ahead in this count, also at 0-2 with 1 out now. 0-2 on the way from Ryan Denhart. Will miss for ball number 1. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes from Ryan Denhart. So the 1-2 on the way. That one will be driven off of Denhart's glove. Torville will look to make a play. Will not be in time. So now there is a runner aboard for the Mountain Hawks.
Denhart an ERA of 3.68. 38 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, and 11 appearances with 6 starts. Her 8 starts, 2 wins, 3 losses on the season so far.
So now the Mountain Hawks have a runner aboard here in the top half of the first, and the runner will not go as Holland was able to check the runner back to first. So the count 1-0 to number 10, Mary Hannah Smith. Smith was 1 for 3 in game number 1. That one will miss for ball number 2. So the count from Denhart 2-0 to Smith. On the way. That one will be fouled off behind Holland for strike number 1.
Holland doing the work behind the plate, switching time with Dietrich. She's allowed 17 stolen bases against her, but she's caught 2. Despite the 17 stolen bases, she does have a great arm behind the dish.
2-1 on the way from Denhart. Off speed's gonna get in there for a strike. So the count will go 2 balls, 2 strikes to Smith. So a few changes to the Lehigh batting order and defensive lineup here in game number 2. 2-2 on the way from Denhart will be in there for strike number 3. So Denhart gets her second strikeout of the inning and of the game, and we have 2 outs here in the top half of the first. So number 17, Reva Alderman, will be in the lineup here for game 2 for the Mountain Hawks, along with number 4, Carson O'Rourke, and number 1, Emily Preble. for the Mountain Hawks. So first pitch to Chesson will be a ball, and it is a 1-0. 1-0 on the way. Gonna miss the outside, or hit the outside corner rather, for a strike, and the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the way. One gets in there for a strike, so now quickly 1-2 from Ryan Denhart, who will look to get out of this inning with just allowing the 1 hit.
The Lopes took game 1 from the Mountain Hawks, so they look to sweep tonight. They can earn another win.
So Denhart gets strikeout number 3 of the inning and strikeout number 3 of the game to strand a Mountain Hawks runner at first base after the 1 hit for Lehigh. So after half an inning of play, it's 0-0 with the Lopes coming to bat. And now it's time for the upcoming schedule, brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country.
Baseball continues their 4-game series against Xavier, while men's volleyball faces USC and George Mason. Softball will close their busy week with games against Ohio State and Weber State.
So softball ending their non-conference schedule here this weekend with the GCU Invitational. And they will get doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday with Ohio State and Weber State, like you mentioned. And then baseball starting their 4-game series. It's 0-0 in the bottom of the 3rd with Quinn Cotton, who's already got a hit tonight for the baseball team, leading off the 3rd inning for the men's baseball team. And then, of course, men's volleyball back in action after a strong weekend, beating number 9 Loyola Chicago twice in 2 games. So the Lopes will look to keep that rolling with number 10 USC and number 14 George Mason for 2 games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then, of course, men's and women's basketball starting off the WAC tournament with the women tonight at 8:30. So that one getting ready to tip off in Vegas in just under an hour and a half. And now the Lopes will start off the bottom half of the 1st with Lorianne Olson, who will be out and right, followed by Shea Smith at short, Sierra Smith at 3rd, and Taylor Olson at 1st. And then the 5 batter will be Savannah Torville, who will be playing 2nd. And the first pitch to Lorianne Olson in there for a strike from Gabriella Norrie. And then to round out the order will be the designated player Jordan Keaton, who is getting inserted into the lineup for game 2, along with Kaylee Holland, who will be doing the catching here in game number 2. So that pitch to Olson in there for a swinging strike, and the count is 0-2. And then to round out the order, it will be Maddie Dowdle out in left, and then Taylor Kay, who will get the start here in game number 2, out in center. So Lorianne Olson has an 0-2 count on her from Norrie, the pitcher, who comes into this one with a 2-3 record, and Olson will foul that one back and stay alive at 0-2. So Norrie's pitched 30 and a third innings so far, allowing 31 hits, 22 runs. 20 of those runs have been earned while striking out 30, and her ERA is 4.62. And now the 0-2 to Olson will be a grounder into the third baseman's glove and in time to first. So Mary Hannah Smith on to Jen Stoll for out number 1. So Shea Smith will get ready to step in after having a 3-hit game in game number 1. In her 4 at-bats, she scored a run and also drove in a run. So she went 3 for 4 and had herself a very productive game number 1, looking to keep that alive here in game number 2. First pitch will be up high for ball number 1.
Shea having, like you mentioned, a great game up at the bat. But not only Shea having a great day, her twin sister Sierra also went 3 for 4, who follows behind her in the batting order.
So that one to Shea Smith in there for a strike, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Smith. Popped high into left field and able to make the catch in foul territory is Jalen Chesson for out number 2. So in game 1, the Lopes scored a run in the bottom half of the first inning, and here in game number 2, they quickly have 2 outs as Sierra Smith steps up to the plate, batting .378 on the season. First pitch to Sierra will miss for ball number 1. And like you mentioned, Sierra Smith also getting 3 hits and 4 at-bats. She drove in 2 runs and also scored a run and struck out once in game 1. So the 1-0 to Smith will miss at the top of the zone for ball 2. It was a good pitch right down the middle, but just a little bit too high from Gabriella Nori. And the count is now 2 balls, no strikes to the third baseman, Sierra Smith. That one swung on and missed. So the count now falls to 2-1 on Sierra Smith, who with 2 outs is batting an even .400 on the season. That one will appeal down to third base umpire. He says she did not go, and the count will go 3 balls and a strike. So that one popped up into shallow left center, and on to make the catch will be Ashley Robigo, and that will retire the side here in the bottom half of the first inning. So the Lopes do not get a hit, do not have a base runner in the bottom half of the first, and the score will remain 0-0 as we head in to the second inning, and we will be right back with the second inning right here on GCU TV.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and this is Ask GCU. Hi, I'm Brittany Holwyn, and you should watch Ask GCU,
where we answer your questions every week.
And the points don't matter. Wait, what?
Tune in every week for answers to be questioned.
Where we answer your questions in a common... all right.
I'm a professional banner!
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Stepping into the plate here in the top half of the 6th will be Alderman, and she will take the first pitch and fly out to the center fielder, Taylor Kay. And just like that for Ryan Denhart, it is 1 pitch and 1 out to lead it off the top of the 6th inning here at GCU Softball Stadium. It's a cold, windy night here in Phoenix for a Wednesday night doubleheader. Lopes, of course, took game 1 in shutout fashion 5-0, thanks to a stellar pitching performance from Brianna Aguilar, and now Denhart will deliver, and they will square to bunt. Denhart throw to first in time for out number 2, so 2 pitches and 2 outs as Jen Stoll was retired on the bunt attempt. So an efficient inning so far for Ryan Denhart, 2 pitches and back-to-back outs, as she will have Hannah Edwards stepping into the plate now.
Edwards still looking for her first hit tonight. Hitless in game 1. So she'll see if she can find one tonight in game 2 against Denhart.
As Edwards squared to bunt, got a piece of it, it went foul, and it looks like it went off of Kaylee Holland's hand. So she's shaking her right throwing hand there. She appears to be okay, and she'll stay in this game. So the count is 0-1 to Hannah Edwards.
Edwards hitting 295 after the first game.
So that one in there for a strike, and the count will go to no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here on Hannah Edwards. Denhart delivers, swung on and missed. Denhart will get her 4th strikeout of the game and retire the side with only 5 pitches in the 2nd inning, and a very efficient inning from Ryan Denhart. So don't forget, you can get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. So the efficient inning from Ryan Denhart on just 5 pitches, and able to retire the side with her 4th strikeout on the evening. And so far here in game number 2, the Lopes will look to get their offense rolling with Taylor Olson. So Taylor Olson will get ready to start off this inning for the Lopes. She is back at first base here in game number 2. She was at first base as well in game 1. And of course, in game 1, Taylor Olson went 1 for 3 with a strikeout in her 3 plate appearances. And that first pitch to Olson will be fouled straight back for strike number 1, and that is how the bottom half of the 2nd inning will start.
We mentioned effective innings from Denhart, getting those quick 3 outs. Nori's doing a great job putting zeros on the board as well, getting her outs and getting her team back into the dugout quickly as she can.
So that last pitch was outside for a ball. And now Olson has a 1-1 count. That one will miss the outside corner, so the count will go 2-1 in favor of Olson. Pitch will miss again for a 3rd ball, so 3 balls and 1 strike to Taylor Olson, and she will look to get the Lopes offense rolling here in the 2nd inning. That one will be fouled off, and the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Like we mentioned, Olson having one of those hits, one of the 11 hits that the Lopes had in the first game. The shutout, 5-0.
3-2 pitch on the way. In the dirt for ball 4, and now the Lopes have their first base runner of the evening. And Olson is aboard with a leadoff walk for Savannah Torville. She will step in for her first at-bat here in game number 2.
Game 1, Savannah Torville going 1 for 3, 2 RBIs and 1 strikeout. She is now hitting .286.
First pitch to Torville will miss for a ball. (1-0) to Torville. She'll square to bunt, but pop it up foul back into the screen, and the count will go 1 ball and a strike. So Nori will get ready to deliver the 1-1 to Torville. That one swung on and popped up high into left field, and able to make the grab is Chesson for out number 1. So now stepping in for the Lopes, it'll be the designated player number 22, Jordan Keaton, who did have one at-bat in game number 1. And in that at-bat, she did get a hit. So she went 1 for 1 in game 1, and now the first pitch to Keaton will be in there in the top outside corner for a strike. And it is 0-1 with 1 out, and Taylor Olson standing at first base.
The pitch hit single Keaton found herself in game 1. Moves her batting average up to a flat 200 coming into this game.
Keaton will ground out, but a foul ball was called by the home plate umpire. So Keaton will get another chance here at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. So the 0-2 from Nori on the way to Keaton. That one up high for a ball, and now the count will go 1-2. That one Keaton drives. Will be a foul ball as it looked to it. Have hit the line out there, but the first base umpire staring down that right field line all over that one. And Keaton will stay alive with 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a good swing from Jordan Keaton, unable to keep it fair.
Just a game of inches. Keaton just missed an RBI hit, possibly with that ball hitting the line going foul.
Throw down trying to get Olson will not be in time. Olson back safely at first base.
Preble really paying attention to Olson over there at first. Olson 0 for 0 on stolen bases.
So Keaton fouls that one off, and the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Keaton batting an even 200 on the season. 2-2 up high. The count will go full again. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, and now back-to-back full counts for Nori, and she'll have to be careful not to put 2 base runners on for the Lopes here in inning number 2. So she will walk Jordan Keaton, and now the Lopes have Olson at second, Keaton at first with only 1 down, and Kaylee Holland will come to bat for the Lopes. She also made an appearance in game number 1 with an at-bat, and she went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So Holland will look to drive in a couple of runs here for the Lopes as she bats .269 on the year with 14 hits, 11 RBIs, and 3 home runs. And now the first pitch on the way. Holland will get in on the outer corner for a strike.
Nori up to 15 walks allowed this season after that walk to Jordan Keaton.
Second pitch on the way to Holland will miss for a ball, and the count will go to 1-1. One on the way to Holland. Now I want to be fouled off the end of the bat into the screen for a strike. And now the count will go 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 on the way. Gonna miss the outer part of the corner, looking for the strike on the outside corner to get Holland. It will not, and the count will go 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two on the way to Holland in the dirt. Ball 3, the count will go full for the 3rd straight batter.
Holland doing a great job working this count up to full. With only 1 out.
3-2 pitch on the way to Holland. That one will be popped up into the infield. And it will be caught by Jen Stoll, the first baseman, for out number 2. And now with runners on second and first and 2 outs, the Lopes will look to get something going here with Maddie Dowdle stepping in for her first at-bat of game number 2.
Maddie Dowdle going 1 for 3 in the first game. She's hitting .254, 188 with 2 outs.
So Stoll will make that catch as Dowdle pops it up down the first base line into foul territory. So the Lopes get 2 runners on thanks to 2 walks, but unable to bring them around to score. And after 2 innings of play, our score remains 0-0, and we will be right back with inning number 3 right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. It helps you understand the world around you. It's your guide through life. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Change is difficult, but Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. While businesses are being transformed by artificial intelligence and analytics, GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation and make sense of the world. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems and sharing your insights, you're helping to build a better tomorrow for you, your community, and your family. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
We are back for the 3rd inning of play here at GCU Softball Stadium as Carson O'Rourke will step in. She's playing second base here in game number 2. She bats .167 on the year, just a pair of hits so far. So the first pitch from Denhart will miss for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So through 2 innings of work already, Denhart just the 1 hit allowed and already 4 strikeouts. And of course, earlier in the year against North Dakota, she struck out 14 to set a new D1 Division I record for GCU. So, you know, Ryan Denhart will be able to get the strikeouts when needed, and she already has 4 here tonight.
Denhart pitching amazing, like you mentioned, already 4 strikeouts in 2 innings of work, giving up only 1 hit.
That one will be driven, and it will fall in front of Lorianne Olson. So O'Rourke is aboard with a single, and now the Mountain Hawks will look to get something going with nobody out. And Emily Preble stepping up to bat in her first at-bat of the afternoon. She bats just 125 on the season with also a pair of hits, but also has a pair of RBIs as well.
Denhart's not only setting records at GCU, but her year at Maryland, she recorded the most strikeouts for a freshman since 2008 in this 2018 season.
So the bunt attempt from Preble was successful in order to move O'Rourke over, and then was called out at first base as Olson hung on to the bag with her back foot, and now Lehigh wants to talk to the umpire about it. That's head coach Fran Troyan out there trying to get an explanation. So the Lopes do get 1 out on that play. So good job from Taylor Olson to keep her foot on the bag until the last second and get 1 out for the Lopes. So Ashley Robigo will step in for her second at bat. She struck out looking in her first to lead off the game. And that one in there on the outside corner, strike number 1. Oh, 1 on the way from Denhart. We driven over her head. It'll go off of Torville's foot. And now the throw back to third, not in time. So O'Rourke able to get back in time to third as she turned that corner hard, and it almost cost the Mountain Hawks.
Torville, that little air off her glove. Great idea to throw it over onto third with that runner leaning, looking like she was going to turn to go home. Making that quick throw, but all runners are safe.
So now throw down to second, no play made as it's cut off by Torville, trying to get O'Rourke cheating down the third base line, but unsuccessful as the shortstop number 9, Carly Barjactrovic, steps in for her second at bat of the game. She also struck out looking in her one at bat so far. So that last pitch from Denhart will miss for a ball, and the count goes 1-1. That one driven, but foul ball into the bullpen area. And now the Lopes and Denhart are ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 on, and now runners at second and third. And Denhart's got to be careful.
The Mountain Hawks putting some pressure on Denhart. Runners both in scoring position, third and second with 2 outs. Still a 0-0 ball game.
So the Lopes will get out number 2 as Barjactrovic stepped out of the box and was called out. Now Mary Hannah Smith will drive one into right, but a great catch made by Lorianne Olson over the shoulder. So the Mountain Hawks get 2 runners on, but unable to drive them in. So Denhart pitches herself out of a jam thanks to a great catch over the shoulder by Lorianne Olson out and right. And now the Lopes will come to bat and look to get something rolling and look to get their first hit of the ball game here in game number 2.
Catch the latest series from GCU TV, Living as Lopes, Finding Your Purpose. Living as Lopes follows a group of GCU students as they navigate their way through college with a few fun twists along the way. Catch new episodes every week on youtube.com/GCU. Nori, in 2 innings of work, has allowed 2 walks, 8 batters faced, and 36 pitches pitched. Still zeros on the scoreboard for both teams. Taylor Kay looks to get things started for the Lopes here. Kay hitting .255 with 13 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 doubles.
So Taylor Kay in the start, getting the start here in game number 2 out in center for the Lopes, and she will get ready for her first at-bat of the game. She'll square to bunt. It's right back at Nori. Nori makes a strong play, and good cover from O'Rourke at first base, and the throw is in time for out number 1.
Your right fielder, Lorianne Olson.
So Gabriella Nori, the freshman pitcher from Weston, Florida, and St. Thomas Aquinas High School. She stands at 6'1" and throws lefty, so tall pitcher on the mound for the Lopes, which means more speed coming on that fastball, and it's a shorter distance for her to get that ball to the plate.
Yeah, Nori having 30 strikeouts on the season so far, so she's hard to get some hits off of.
So Nori, one of the better pitchers on this Lehigh staff, and so that pitch to Lorianne Olson, the appeal down to third base. Umpire says she did not go, so it is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch to Olson in the dirt for ball 2, and now Olson is ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1. Chopper right into the glove of Nori. Bad throw. And now Olson will be safe at second base on the errant throw from Nori.
Good heads up for Olson to advance to second on that error by Nori to bring up Shea Smith.
So that one's going to be a single for Lorianne Olson as she advances on the throwing error from Nori. And now a big swing and a drive. That one's deep to the wall and it's gone. A home run for Shea Smith. That is her 3rd on the season, and the Lopes have a 2-0 lead.
That was a no-doubter off the bat of Shea Smith. She cleared the netting over in right field.
So Shea Smith gets a hold of the first pitch from Nori after the throwing error, and just like that, the Lopes are on top, 2-0 with 1 swing of the bat.
Third baseman, Sierra Smith.
Brings up Sierra Smith. She's 0 for 1 today, batting batting .373.
So time call from the umpire as that ball comes back into play after clearing the fence. So Sierra Smith will step in. She flew out to center field as Robigo is able to make that play. And so Sierra Smith getting ready for her second at bat. Big swing. And that one will be strike number 1 to Smith. So Shea Smith able to pick up where she left off in game number 1 and put the Lopes ahead 2-0 here in the home half of the 3rd. 0-1 on the way. That one's going to find the outside corner for strike number 2, and now Sierra Smith's got to protect on the 0-2 count.
Shea Smith went 3 for 4 in her first game. She gets a no-doubter here, giving herself her 3rd home run of the season.
So that one up high for a ball, and the count is now 1-2. One-two on the way. Outside, ball 2 to Sierra Smith, and she's able to work the count back even to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nori managed to shut down the Lopes till that homer. So let's see if she can bounce back after giving that 2-run homer to Shea.
So good eye from Sierra Smith and able to work the last 3 pitches back to a full count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two on the way. Smith will get a single into right. And now with 1 out, Sierra Smith is aboard. And the Lopes have another base runner as Taylor Olson will get ready to come to bat for her 2nd plate appearance of the evening.
First baseman, Taylor Olson.
So Olsen walked in the second inning in her first at-bat, and she gets ready here for at-bat number 2, and she'll take a big swing at that one and foul it off straight back into the netting for a strike.
Olsen with the walk in her first at-bat, hitting .238.
.01 on the way. Olsen will send a high fly ball back to center field, and it'll get off the glove and over the wall of the center fielder. A home run for Taylor Olsen, and you don't see that every day. And now it is a 4-0 GCU lead.
The center fielder making an attempt to catch that ball. It just tipped right off her glove and over the fence for a 2-run home run for Taylor Olsen. The Lopes lead 4-0 now, bringing up Savannah.
So Olsen will get her first home run of the year on what you don't really see that really ever. Very rare do you see an outfielder go back to the wall and it just not be able to close in her glove. So that one off of the center fielder, Ashley Robigo. And now the Lopes have a 4-0 lead thanks to 2 third-inning home runs.
Just unfortunate for Robigo. That hit off her glove and turned out to be a home run.
And now it is a 1-1 count to Savannah Torville. And, of course, this is the bat you really need to worry about. And you don't really want to throw Torville anything close, as if she gets a hold of one, it might not come down. And now Torville will pop one up into shallow right field, and O'Rourke is there to make the catch for out number 2, as Jordan Keaton will get ready to come to the plate, as she also walked in her first at-bat here in game number 2. So she'll look to get a hit here and get aboard for the Lopes.
Keaton found her first hit in the first game.
So Keaton will foul that one off, as that one just barely missing that third base bag to stay fair, and it would have been extra bases for sure for Jordan Keaton there, but fouled off, and we got an 0-1 count for Keaton. So 0-1 on the way from Norrie. That one will be fouled off into the bleachers for strike number 2. And now with those 2 home runs in this inning, Gabriella Norrie has allowed 9 home runs on the season. So one thing about that ball coming in faster is it'll get out of the park faster, and the 0-2 pitch will miss for ball number 1.
You're absolutely right. The faster the pitching is, the faster it's going to get out of here.
That's what I was always told when playing baseball, but I never got any home runs. 1-2 on the way, driven hard at the shortstop. Throw on to Stoll at first base in time, and that will retire the side, but not before. The Lopes pick up 4 runs on 4 hits. 2 of those hits were 2-run home runs, and the Lopes have a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd here at GCU Softball Stadium. And we will be right back for inning number 4 right here on GCU TV.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere, so you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit GCU.
So we are back here at GCU Softball Stadium. Lopes just picked up a 4-0 lead, and that first pitch to Jalen Chesson from Ryan Denhart of this 4th inning will be a ball, so a 1-0 count. And now Chesson will foul that one and pop it up, but it will get well over the netting and out of play, so the count will go 1-1.
Denhart can now work a little more comfortable with the 4-run insurance going into the 4th.
1-1 on the way, popped high into the infield, and now Sierra Smith will come over, make the grab from third base, and now there is one away for the Lopes. So Reva Alderman will step in for her second at-bat. She flew out to Taylor Kay in center field in her first at-bat back in the 2nd inning, and now first pitch from Denhart outside for ball number 1.
Denhart has only allowed 2 hits and 4 strikeouts.
That one will miss high and outside, ball number 2. So the count quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 on the way. That one will find the outside corner for a strike, and now it is 2-1 for Ryan Denhart. So Denhart, the 2-1 on the way. That one will one-hop it in the dirt, but a good job from Holland to keep it in front of her, and now the count will go 3 balls and a strike. So this Lehigh team is scoreless in their last 12 innings, and that one will be popped high into left field, and all the way over to make the catch is Maddie Dowdle. So the Mountain Hawks have not scored in 12 innings. That dates back to last night when they were at Arizona State and lost that one 14-0 in 5 innings. And then, of course, they played 7 in game 1 and did not score as the Lopes won that one 5-0. So now Jen Stoll will step in for her second at-bat. She is 0 for 1 today. First pitch from Denhart in there, strike number 1. Oh, 1 from Denhart. That one outside corner, good pitch, strike number 2.
Lehigh coming off the ASU Invitational Tournament last weekend, where they only managed to beat South Dakota 6-2, losing to James Madison, ASU, New Mexico State, and Michigan.
Now 3 of those teams over that tournament were ranked. So always tough one beating ranked opponents, but not if you're the Lopes.
Nope, the Lopes can beat ranked teams.
That one grounded out second base. Torville on to Olsen at first, well in time. Out number 3, and of course we're referring to the Lopes last week beating number 1 Florida State right here at GCU Softball Stadium exactly 1 week ago today. So the Lopes go, or the Mountain Hawks rather, go 3 up, 3 down with no walks, no hits, and no one left on. So the score remains Mountain Hawks 0, Lopes 4. Here going to the home half of the 4th inning. So Ethington Theater comes to life as the musical Godspell vibrantly colors the stage with beloved tunes and dance. This Broadway sensation opens March 22nd. Tickets are available at the Ethington Theater box office and gcu.edu/Godspell. So there will be a pitching change for the Mountain Hawks, and they will send number 12, Emily Sorum, the senior out of Oregon, to pitch now for the Lopes. And on the season, she has 1 win or 1 loss in 13 innings of work. She's given up 14 hits, 13 runs, 10 of those runs earned, walked 7, struck out 13, and her ERA is 5.38. So now Kaylee Holland will step in for her second at-bat of the game. And she is 0 for 1 and will be looking to get a hit. So no one in this Lopes order past Taylor Olson has gotten a hit today. And they will look to get that rolling right here with Holland. First pitch from Sorum will miss for a ball. So Holland will pop up to short, and running on to make that catch in shallow left field was the shortstop, Carly Barjaktovich. And there is now 1 away for the Lopes. Or, yes, for the Lopes.
Maddie 0 for 1 today, hitting .250.
First pitch to Dowdle. She will swing and pop it up. And that one will be out number 2 as O'Rourke is there to make the grab for out number 2. And now it will be the center fielder, Taylor Kay, stepping in. Looking to get a little 2-out rally started here for the Lopes. First pitch on the way, outside, ball 1 to Taylor Kay.
Taylor Kay hitless in this game, hitting .250.
That pitch, Kay will ground out to third, throw in time, so that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the 4th. So after 4 innings of play, the Lopes still lead 4-0 here in game number 2 over the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, and we'll have inning number 5 coming up when we come back right here on GCU TV.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams. You're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
And we are back as Hannah Edwards steps in, and Denhart will deliver. In there, strike number 1 to Hannah Edwards, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the evening here in game number 2. So she's one of 4 Mountain Hawks to fall victim to Denhart. It's Denhart with 4 strikeouts, as that pitch will miss for a ball, and the count will go 1-1.
4 innings of work. Denhart's been great, only giving up 2 hits, like Kyle mentioned, striking out 4 with 15 batters faced and 47 pitches pitched.
So far, so good for Ryan Denhart, as that last pitch was swung on and missed. So the count will go 1 ball, 2 strikes. Denhart delivers that one. They will appeal down to third. She did not go. The count will fall even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two on the way. Outside corner, gonna just miss. And the count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Great job from Holland, trying to frame that pitch for Denhart, trying to make it look like a strike, which it was pretty close from the looks up here.
3-2 on the way. That one will be fouled off and into the net. And the count will remain 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hannah Edwards. Hannah Edwards 0 for 2 in game number 1 earlier today. (3-2) on the way from Denhart. That one will be a soft ground ball to Smith. Bobbled, not going to be able to make a play. So the error from Shea Smith will put Hannah Edwards aboard as Carson O'Rourke will step in. O'Rourke is 1 for 1 in the ballgame. And O'Rourke will have a high pop-up into left field. It'll not have the distance, and that'll be Maddie Dowdle able to make that play for out number 1, as Edwards will stay at first and no tag. So now, number 1, Emily Preble will step up for her second at-bat. That first pitch from Denhart in there, strike number 1, as Holland makes sure that Edwards is going to stay where she is. And Edwards has got 1 stolen base on 1 attempt so far in the season. So the 0-1 on the way to Preble will miss for a ball, and it will go to a 1-1 count.
It'll be interesting if Lehigh tries to steal another base like they did the first game where Dietrich threw the runner out.
1-1 on the way. That one will miss for ball number 2, so 2 balls and a strike now. (2-1) from Denhart. That one finds the outside corner. Strike number 2, and now the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, and Hannah Edwards standing at first base. So that one will be ripped foul, and the count remains 2-2. (2-2) on the way. That one driven right to Dowdle again. Same spot, and Dowdle able to make the catch for out number 2. So now Dowdle makes back-to-back catches in left field to record outs 1 and number 2, as it will be the leadoff batter, Ashley Robigo, to step in. She is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. She did reach on the error by Savannah Torville back in the 3rd.
Little baseball update. Grand Canyon is on top of Xavier 2-0, the top of the 6th inning.
So first pitch from Denhart to Robigo misses for a ball, and now second pitch in there for a strike, and it is 1-1. (1-1) on the way. That one's gonna miss for ball number 2. 2-1 on the way. That one's going to miss for ball number 3, and the count will go 3-1 with 2 outs, and Hannah Edwards standing on first base for the Mountain Hawks. Coming into tonight, the Lopes were 1-1 all-time against Lehigh, but after winning game number 1 tonight, they are now 2-1 all-time. That pitch is going to find the outside part of the plate, and the count will go full 3 balls and 2 strikes. (3-2) on the way. That one will be a chopper to Sierra Smith, who is able to glove it, but Robigo was out of the box, so called out to end the inning here in the top half of the 5th, as the Lopes will come to bat here shortly as Sorum will warm up, and the Lopes have a 4-0 lead.
Get ready for St. Patrick's Day at the Lope Shop. Don't miss your chance at green GCU gear available here at our campus shops now through the 16th.
So, in between sporting events that are happening this week here at GCU, there's a lot of them, a lot of softball, a lot of baseball to be played, some volleyball. You can come to all those games and head to the Lope Shop and pick up your St. Patrick's Day apparel.
For only $10 too.
What a steal. See, you can get a shirt that's green that has Thunder on it for $9.99. Then you won't get pinched on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. No, great advice, Kyle.
Thank you. I have my moments. So Lorianne Olson will lead off the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Lopes. She singled back in the 3rd. And she will look to add on to this Lopes lead. Going to appeal down to 3rd. She did not go around. Count will be 1-0. So Olson singled in the 3rd and then was brought in thanks to a 2-run home run from Shay Smith, who is standing in the on-deck circle waiting for her next at-bat. 1-0 on the way. Olson will drive it to short. Throw going to be in time. Great throw from short by Carly Barjaktovic. And there is now 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Your shortstop, Shay Smith.
So now Smith's going to lay down a great bunt and beat out the throw. Great job from Shay Smith. So now she is aboard with an infield single to bring up Sierra Smith, who singled in her last at-bat back in the 3rd. So now 1 out, 1 on, and Sierra Smith can get the Lopes rolling here in the home half of the 5th.
Shay Smith showing off her power with that 2-run home run, and just now showing off her speed with the bunt to get herself on base with 1 out, bringing up her sister Sierra Smith.
First pitch to Sierra Smith will miss for ball 1, so a 1-0 count. (1-0) on the way, outside corner, gonna miss it. Ball number 2, so a 2-0 count to Sierra Smith. You gotta be careful of Shay Smith down there at first base. She's got 2 stolen bases already on the season. That one will be ripped foul into the net, and the count will go to 2 balls and a strike.
Sierra Smith 1 for 2 in this game, now hitting .381 on this season.
That pitch is going to miss as well, and that one will go to a 3-1 count to Sierra Smith. 3-1 on the way to Sierra Smith. That one will be driven foul into the netting. And the count will go full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one driven into left center field. And that one will go off of the glove of Chesson out there. And now Sierra Smith is aboard. So the error from Chesson will put Sierra Smith at first, while Shea Smith will advance to second base as Taylor Olson, who homered in her last at-bat, will come to the plate looking to add on to the lead.
It looks like Chesson maybe had lost that ball in the lights.
So first pitch to Olson will be fouled back, and the count will be 0-1.
Olson 1 for 1 with a 2-run shot home run, now hitting .296. Nice stop from Preble.
So the 1-1 to Olson. That one will be up high, ball number 2, and Olson ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Two-one on the way. Olson drives that one into center. They're going to send Shea Smith, and she's going to be able to score easily, and the Lopes now lead 5-0 on the Taylor Olson single.
Also, Olson picking up her 3rd RBI on the night, bringing in Shea. Savannah Torville, still looking for her hit tonight, 0 for 2, hitting .278. She is hitting .290 with runners in scoring position. Looking to pick up her 13th RBI and even more with a base hit.
So the count is 1-0 to Torville. Torville squares to bunt, pulls back. Going down to third, she's in there. Sierra Smith able to steal third, as Taylor Olson was able to steal second on the double steal. So great job and great base running from the Lopes. And Sierra Smith was able to get in there just ahead of the throw, as the throw was a little bit high, but nonetheless, 2 stolen bases for the Lopes, and the count is now 1-1 to Torville. One. Torville will not go around, and that one will miss for a ball, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike.
Taylor Olson picked up her first stolen base on the season.
As that is Sierra Smith's 6th stolen base on the season. So Sierra Smith, the most dangerous base runner in this Lopes lineup. 3-1 on the way to Savannah Torville. She will take that one, and that will load the bases with the walk, as Jordan Keaton will get ready to step in. Keaton was able to double in game number 1. So you know she's got a little bit of pop in her bat as well, and she's got a chance really to blow this game wide open for the Lopes with only 1 out. She is 0 for 1 today with a walk.
0 for 1 with the walk, hitting 190.
So the infield playing in, looking to cut down the run at home. And that one's going to miss for ball number 2.
Keaton only having 3 RBIs on this season, so this is a prime opportunity for her to pick up a couple more. With bases loaded, 1 out, Lopes lead 5-0.
Jordan Keaton will swing and a drive. That's back to the wall. It's out of here, a grand slam, Jordan Keaton. And Keaton picks up her first home run of the season. And she does it in amazing fashion. She'll drive in 4. So give her RBIs number 4, 5, 6, and RBI number 7. And a home run. And the Lopes now lead 8-0. And that is how we end game number 2 with a Jordan Keaton grand slam.
What a way to end this game. Lopes win 9-0, but Jordan Keaton getting her first home run of the season and it being a huge grand slam.
Lopes have played 2 complete games here this evening, and they will complete the sweep of Lehigh. 2 games to none here. So Lehigh falls to 6-8 on the season, while GCU advances to 14-13 on the year, as both teams will head into the GCU Invitational this weekend. Lehigh will play Friday and Saturday, while GCU plays Saturday, Sunday. Both teams will play Ohio State and Weber State. And you can catch the Lopes' first game on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. as they take on The Ohio State University in their first game of the weekend. So don't forget to follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. For everybody here at GCU TV, for Darby Katafamo, I'm Kyle Borg, saying have a great rest of your night, a good rest of your week, and as always, go Lopes.